Hi everyone, Scorp here with another deck profile, this time for Pyros. Just going through these deck profiles before I end up going and playing through the game with them. Or if I can. Depends on how the starter decks are, but try to at some point play through with Pyros. Might have to do some fun stuff for the first couple people until we get to Shoddy. But this deck, basically it just summons a whole bunch of Flame Cerberuses. So just to start off with, Vermilion Sparrow as a deck leader. I want that plus 500 increased strength for same type friendlies. With the extended support range, it's super nice. How about I go over to show the low card on Jigen Bakudon. They do get two low card abilities, which are LP Recovery and Direct Damage Halved. So if you only want 200 attack increase, you could get both of those. I do despise LP Recovery because of how long it takes. But all of the level 2s get that. As you can see, Cherubin does not. But they do get a huge number of leader abilities. That's 7. I also want to note the leader ability for Spellbind specific enemy types. It spellbinds beasts and winged beasts, and then I believe it destroys plants. So if plants were ever to take off as a meta deck, this would be right there behind it. Otherwise, unfortunately, there aren't many of these archetypes in the game, so you're not really going to actually hit that much with all of these leader powers, but they're there. I don't even remember what it weakens. If anyone wants to let me know down below, or let everyone else know. Having played several opponents, I haven't found it, so it's okay. And then next up we have, Temple Skulls to start, just to get rid of, just to stop stuff. Not really that important for going through the campaign, but I'd play at least one of these against other people. Now, to make a fusion for Flame Cerberus, you need a 1200 attack plus beast. So there happens to be Torax, Wolves, and Silverfangs, which all have the same stats, except they have a different picture. And they all work for this fusion. So there's 9 fusion materials for beasts, and then you'll see 9 fusion materials for fires. I chose Fire Eyes, Hinotama Souls, and Flame Snakes, just because these ones actually have abilities, so, like, I don't know, if you super juice a Fire Eye, it's sometimes useful. Hinotama Soul, that effect's not great, but it hits an effect. You're not looking at some great stuff here on fires. Dragon Piper is pretty bad. I mean, it's definitely a consideration. You definitely could put 3 of those in if you wanted to, but you're probably not going to run into too much paralyzing. But yeah, your option, Jigen Bakudon, that's a deck by itself, and it's not good, so I'm never going to cover it. There are cards that will teleport this to your opponent's summoning zone. But yeah, I think it blows up at the start of your turn, so it's like, it's just gonna get blown up. Let me go ahead and fix that. And then I also have 3 Molten Behemoths in the deck. These just increase the strength of Pyros by 500. They're pretty slow, so if you wanted to, you could switch these out for like Eye Armors and Green Kappas. You could also just take out one set of the fusion materials for that. Ancient Tree, you guys know I hate traps, so Ancient Tree. You can also fuse this with the beasts if you want to, if you need an emergency flower wolf or something. Next up, 3 forests. Gotta change that field over to something that Pyro's like, and Pyro's actually like forest in this game, which is great. Gotta have those forest fires. Next up, 3 heavy storms. Just want to get rid of the back row to go for lethal. These could also be literally whatever you want. This is just tech card slots. Soul of the Pure, I like healing. There's going to be 9 equips. Salamandra powers up fires. Spring of Rebirth works on Pyros. Burning Spear works on Pyros. And then a Goblin Fan to say no to Ryoku. Of course, you can change out 3 of these to Ryokus if you want to. You can change out the Heavy Storms to Ryokus. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do for tech choices. But this deck's just going to make a bunch of Flame Cerberuses really quickly. And I've chosen to not include the Green Kappa Eye Armor package just because I find it completely unnecessary. For a deck like this, it's just too much. Well, it's not too much. It's just I am trying to actually not just include them in every single deck. Although it's hard to not just include them in every single deck when they're so good. I really don't want to deal with Shadow of Eyes or Mirror Wall. Also, everything in this deck should be fusible for the cheat, so you should never have summoning power issues in this deck. We're just gonna move a step forward. Leader power triggers on winged beasts. Go for a fusion. And get rid of whatever cards she's played. This is just a demonstration of the leader power, really. You can literally just ignore all of her creatures and go for lethal. It's just wonderful. Yeah, spellbind enemy creatures is a great way to easily win a game. Again, just do another fusion. And we're just turboing out 4,000 attack creatures. Like, Drillbird's effect actually activated. Not that it mattered. So yeah, this is what you can do to wing beasts. Shame there aren't more people that you can do stuff like this to. I remember in the base game, you could just absolutely massacre Bakura because he played plants and beasts, and so every card in his deck was either paralyzed or destroyed. Which is not exactly nice. Let's see here. How about we have a little Pyro off with Shoddy? He's who you're if you're gonna play this kind of deck, you're just gonna go over. You're gonna somehow manage to get to him, and then you're just gonna farm for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 duels until you have everything you need. I don't need forest in this matchup. There is enough forest in this field. So at least he doesn't have 5, so he can have powered up a Molten Behemoth. He didn't fuse, so he does play Widespread Ruins. I do want to show off that's what beasts get dealt to them, so so it's not just Winged Beast, it is Beast also. Ooh, Molten Behemoth. This is all Pyros. Oh, your Pyros. That's a lot better. Just need to draw one of my 9 Pyros in my deck. And we're good. Are you kidding me, game? I'm gonna end up just throwing all of these equips on the Molten Behemoth, probably. Oh, good. Well, finally drew it. This is gonna be very powerful. At some point I'll just draw Temple of Skulls and then he can't do that anymore. So, Molten Behemoth is like the only thing that's gonna actually cost summoning power in this deck. More than 3, so like it's pretty easy to end up summoning them. Get rid of the forest that I don't need. This card that he played here wasn't equipped, so it's pretty much impossible for it to actually beat my creature. Since we both have a Molten Behemoth, although his Molten Behemoth's about to go away. A single power increase is not going to cut it, buddy. And this is just completely over. I mean, he can't deal with a 7,000 attack creature. So, of course, as always, these kind of fusion decks do have a little bit of issues with kind of bricking sometimes. And if you just dump a couple cards, it's fine. And as you can see from the slots here, you can get pretty much this entire deck from this guy. I know that he does play beasts that you can get for this fusion, so and get almost the entire deck from just farming Shoddy, which is great, besides all of the equips, which... just a couple equips. We'll go and beat up Kaiba. Not gonna go after the bosses here with this deck. But this deck would do just fine against them. Especially the Fiend one. Turning field into forest is just too strong against them anyways. We'll throw down Heavy Storm. I'd rather not equip Molten Behemoth because it's basically just a dead card on the field. But you can absolutely use it for destroying opponents if you want to. I'm going to stay back a little bit. Pyro is not the quickest strategy, so if I leave myself a little distance, it'll be fine. Especially since my hand hasn't drawn that well. You'd think that when you have 9 and 9 with some cards, you'd be able to draw them consistently, but apparently that's not enough consistency. Ew. This is not a good draw. And of course Kaiba's drawn well, which is unfortunate. Oh hey, we finally drew what we were looking for. And just that quick, we have something that'll beat an ultimate if it was on the right field. So what is that? Moving it out of the way if that's a Lego Blue Eyes. Well, we're already to 5 monsters. Get rid of a couple traps. I'm not terribly scared of this card unless it's a Blue Eyes that did get double equipped. In which case, then I'd kind of be annoyed, but it should be able to be beaten. just put one more equip on this. There should be very little, he can't really get over a 3700 on Sogan Field, so... I'd like to draw a forest, though, in the top 2/3 of my deck. Forest would make this hunting down his creatures a lot easier, so... And of course, top 25 cards don't have a forest in them. One field change and the game's over. Well, let's get rid of all of the spells and traps again. Wait, he only had one? Oh, he had a Mirror Force down. That's pretty rude. Good thing I have an Ancient Tree, so I just don't have to care. Okay, a forest. Guess who loses the game now? So if I move forward and hit him like this, he loses. Sometimes the specs should just go for lethal instead of killing all of his cards. It's nice not having to play around Mirror Force or anything like that when you Heavy Storm the field and have an Ancient Tree. So I think that's about it for Pyros. You can make some pretty strong creatures. They're not the fastest, and because you're probably going to use a turbo deck like this for fusions, you have the tendency to brick sometimes. Kind of bricked a couple times, even though it looked like pretty bad RNG. From that perspective, like not drawing a forest for the top 25 cards in your deck is pretty bad. And this game has pretty good consistency, considering you can just dump 5 cards from your hand, or 4 cards, and you draw 4 cards each turn, so consistency is usually not an issue in this game. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a nice day.